I just gave you 10 deals. Half hour, 10 deals. And now, you know what? If you do that, I'm already going to get you to 6 figures, because if the average price of the condo is like 700 grand and you're going to make 6%, it's 42,000.
Right.
10 deals, 420. We've been on the couch half hour, made you 420 from going out and doing a little research.
Yeah.
You said you want to sit down and figure out how I'm going to get someone from 0 to 250. I just got you to $500,000. It's light work.
Right.
So that's how we do it.
Join me, Priscilla Facey, and Sherard McQueen, 2 successful real estate developers with over 30 years of combined experience. Every episode will inspire, educate, and empower you on your quest to have a thriving lifestyle, which all begins with your mindset and your approach to life.
Here we are on another episode of Real Estate of Mine. I'm Sherard McQueen, CEO of M5V Developments. I have 13 development sites under construction. But what one of my mentors in the space reminded me of is I'm still actually selling real estate. As a developer, still selling real estate. So I brought on an old friend of mine who's just been licensed in the industry under a month. She wanted to ask some questions. She already had a conversation with Priscilla, but we're going to delve into a little bit deeper and discover, what we can do to get her to that 6-figure level. Clarissa, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi guys, I'm Clarissa Anson, and I'm newly licensed, and I'm currently with Right at Home Realty.
Okay, so let's dig in right away. You chose Right at Home Realty.
Yes.
Why did you choose Right at Home Realty?
Because of the low commission.
Because of the low commission.
Yes.
So
the low fees. Everybody said low fees. That's the number one thing, low fees.
So everybody said to choose a brokerage with low fees. So
Yes.
based on price, not value.
Basically.
But who are these
But
other people?
also, the other people have been very successful and show that being with Right at Home didn't necessarily mean no value. Because I know successful realtors like
what is the value? What is the value at Right at Home?
They provide a lot of training. Mm-hmm. They provide a lot, which you have to pay for every quarterly.
Right.
And it's not that much compared to Century 21.
so those are the only two options?
No, but I'm just weighing out, why does REMAX or Century 21 want to take such a high commission?
Well, listen, they're going to tell you that it's their training, but this is the first question that we always ask. It's like choosing a brokerage is like choosing your first home. Right. So that's the first thing. It's like, okay, well, where should I be? It's not just about what type of house. It's about location. It's about what schools are in the area. It's so many things. But when you came to me, the first thing you said is, fees. Well, I want to pay low fees. But the thing is, now on the flip side, when someone comes to you and says, okay, I want to buy or I want to sell with you, and if they come to you and they only talk about fees and commission, you're going to be like, yeah, but I'm offering so much more.
Okay. Yes, I get what you're saying. Okay,
so this is why I'm telling you, we're going to go a little bit deeper. Right. So who was the people that you talked to that said, I want to pay?
So one is my mentor currently, and then one was the realtor who sold me my first house. So she's a family friend.
Right.
And she's with them. So these are 2 people who were basically saying, yeah, join Right at Home. Low fees.
Low fees.
That was the main selling point. Low fees. And I love that.
We keep circling back to it. So it's like low fees.
Yes.
But what is their online social media presence at Right at Home? What is their branding? Like if you have young people who look like you or cool who live downtown, are they going to resonate with Right at Home? Because before you have your own brand, you're relying on their brand. Right.
And Right at Home, they have about 10,000 followers on Instagram, the downtown branch. So my branch that I'm signed to has and then the agents that referred me, they don't have a big social media presence. My mentor, he's an older person. He's not really into social media. The other lady, she's big on Facebook, not Instagram or TikTok. So these are different for me because my generation, all we use is Instagram and TikTok.
There's Facebook still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. See what I mean?
Okay, because I didn't know.
She's huge on Facebook.
She's huge on Facebook.
Yes.
That's amazing. But then, this is the opportunity that we have where you're looking at some people who are already successful, but you already see holes in stuff that they're doing, where you can do it, improve upon it, do it better. Because there's people who can do stuff better than me who are younger. So there's opportunities there. So that's what I'm saying. I want to delve into it. Okay. So what else is the brokerage doing for you? Is it just low fees? Because you know what?
It's not just low fees, though. There's so much training that I haven't been able to actually take advantage of. Right. I've only done 2 trainings so far.
How were those trainings? Talk to me about those trainings.
So the trainings are Zoom trainings.
So it's not live?
It is. What do you mean live?
It's not live. Like you're not in person.
No,
It's online.
Some classes are in person, so they do a mix. So the 2 that I have done have both been on Zoom.
Right.
They've been with like another leader professional. It's about 2.5 hours long. It's on a Zoom class with about 20 other people.
How did that go?
It went good.
But what did you learn?
So the first thing we learned was about branding and the importance of online presence, the importance of like what you post on social media. They were talking about how one of the realtors posted about the Gaza-Palestine thing. So they're just
that might not be a good idea.
basically making like really big points on how your social media is everything and how you have to be careful about what you post.
Now, the question is, how is this person's social media? Because what I find, a lot of the people who are doing the training, like how old is the person?
He was very old.
You don't even have to tell. So
he was old.
You have a guy or guy or girl.
Yeah,
was
guy.
it a male? Is a guy.
Yes.
I said guy because I knew it was a guy, but I didn't want to really go that direction. But most of the trainers are guys. That's why I love doing the course of Priscilla, because she gives a completely different angle. But you have an older gentleman who has no social media following, who's telling you how important social media is.
I see what you're saying.
So now we start breaking down these barriers. Then you have a brokerage that's saying, hey, we're going to have low fees, which is the main thing. But who cares how low the fees are if you're not doing deals?
And also another thing I liked about this brokerage is the branch manager. He basically came from REMAX, I believe he was telling me. And what he was saying was the culture of the environment there was a lot different. And he was like, I've been with Right at Home for 7 years. And he's like, I really like it here because it is not a vulture culture like how REMAX was. He felt like everyone there doesn't want to see you do better and successful. They kind of want to keep you capped. And he was like, I like at Right at Home because we're encouraging you to be like a 6-figure or more type of agent, where he felt like at REMAX, they weren't doing that. They wanted him to stay. There's just like the people who were A+, and then other people, and they just wanted to make those other agents kind of stay there. They didn't want to see them thrive.
How many people are at the brokerage downtown office?
I've only been there twice, to be honest, so I don't really know.
So now you don't know about the culture. So what we have, like we're at the first step, which is choosing your own home. And we have low fees, but we're not doing deals yet. So we like people are worried about fees that they're not paying, because you're going to pay fees when you actually do deals. And then we're talking about a culture, but you're in the brokerage. You've only been in 2 times. You haven't gone to any company events. Have they invited you in? Have you met anybody else? So how do we know what the culture is? So what I'm saying, the first thing to do when you're interviewing a brokerage, if you're really talking about culture, is go, hey, when's your next work event? When is your next training, in-person training? When are these next things actually happening, so I can meet the people? Because how do you really know what the culture is? That's just something that, that anybody can say. Oh, this culture at REMAX is bad. Maybe it wasn't the culture. Maybe maybe the culture was bad for you, but for other people, they really enjoyed it. So that's why I will see a lot of people change brokerages 5, 6, 7, 8 times, and it's something you want to avoid. So
that's my question. How much times did you change brokerages?
Well, I only changed brokerages once.
Once, okay.
Let me correct that. So what I did was I joined my first brokerage, and I couldn't open up my own brokerage for 2 years. Okay. So you had to be licensed for 2 years to open your own brokerage. So that first brokerage, I was there for my 2 years. I got my brokerage license, and I went and opened my own brokerage. Okay. And in that brokerage, I had for about 6 years. So I trained all the 6-figure earners out of that brokerage, and then I was like, okay, I want to go into development. Okay. So when I wanted to go into development, I sold the brokerage because I know I couldn't be a proper broker manager and get people keep growing while I'm doing development. So I was saying, okay, I got to focus. So I sold that brokerage to a guy from Century 21. Okay. And so when I sold the brokerage, he took over all my agents, and he paid me an override of their commission for the next 10 years. Uh-huh. So then I joined Century 21 again. I actually started at Century 21, had my own brokerage, and went back to Century 21. Now I hold my license, so it's going to be 4. Now I hold my license at a brokerage in Niagara. I'm not actively selling, but I keep it there because the guy does a bunch of land deals. Okay. And my last land deal, actually, he was representing the land deal, and I bought it for like $3.6 million, and he was on both sides of the deal. So for me to get that deal done, it was so easy because he was doing both sides. Right. So there's reasons for the move, but for you, if you can keep that continuity when you're building out your brand, because those last 2 times I moved, that was after I was done selling real estate on retail level. So that was more strategic. Right. But you're still in the space. So I had one time. I started with Century 21, and then I opened my own brokerage. We blew up. We had all the agents downtown. and they were just doing deals, were just killing it, and obviously people wanted to buy me out.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So we've kind of touched on, you're right at home, you have a mentor. Tell me a little bit about the mentor. Like, a mentor, we love you because there's a lot of people out there who do not want to pay it forward. Yeah. But you're saying he's a little bit older. Where can you add value to his business?
He feels like I can add value because I was letting him know I want to do a lot of social media. Mm-hmm. And he was like, this is perfect because I'm not familiar with the social media aspect. He's old school. He's knocking on doors. He's doing cold calls. So he's like, if you could bring that to my team, I think we need that because he doesn't use social media at all in that sense. So that's how I could add value, is because he doesn't. And that's why I haven't actually done, like I said, I've only been licensed for less than a month. So we haven't actually done like an in-team meeting with his other agents and all that stuff yet. So we're supposed to do that this weekend. And then we'll have an idea kind of the game plan. But that's how I was looking to add value, is the social media aspect of it.
How many agents does he have on the team?
I believe he told me 3.
So there's 3 agents. No one else does social media?
From based on what our phone conversations, no.
Have you met anybody else on the team?
No.
Okay. You see, I like when people come to me before they even get licensed.
Okay.
Because then I can tell them, hey, these are pre-steps, like these precursors to do before you even get licensed. Like, getting a license is something that you're doing, but you're already working on these. Because now I'm trying to figure out, he has 3 other people on the team. How come they're not doing social? I understand he's not doing social, but what about them? Right. So are we going to be stepping on anyone's toes or whatever? So even when we're talking about company culture, I think we have to talk about the niche as well, where it's the culture on your team. Because maybe overall company culture is good or it's bad. Mm-hmm. But if you have your little team, 4, 6, 8 agents, and everybody's good on there, you guys can offer each other support. So I think that's important as well. Now, in terms of the team, what are you just on a team, or do you have to pay a split?
I'm not sure yet because I'm not part of his team yet. This was just something, I'm not like a part of his team or anything. We've had a couple of phone conversations. I've met up with him twice. I know him through my friend. So that's how I like physically met him. We spoke at like a barbecue and stuff, got to know each other. And then he was like, yeah, if you're interested in joining my team, it's up to you. Like, and
but you don't know numbers yet.
Yeah, I don't know numbers. I would get to know those numbers when we all meet. Like, he was like, we'll do a team meeting all together and when you have time. And I just haven't had the time yet, but I was planning. Yeah, I was going to make the time this weekend to hear what he's proposing. But based already what the broker manager said about teams, he's just like, you don't need a team. That's what he said. Like, he was like, you don't need a team. Try it out on your own. So.
Well, the thing about it is just that sentiment right there, try it out. This is not a try it out business.
Right.
This is a business where you have to have a blueprint. And you have a blueprint, you're successful. Just like people saying, oh, I would do social media, but what's your blueprint? And that's why mentorship is so important. Like, I was on social media and I was trying it out. I wasn't really too worried about it because I'm like, I'm doing development. But when I really wanted to get serious, I went and talked to Marcus Barney, him 500, and said, you know what? I want to get serious about social media. You are serious, so I need a mentor. I could be a teacher and a student. So now when it comes to that, I'm a student, right? So I think that's where, you have to go. But trying it out is not a thing. Right. It's like, okay, this is my life. This is something I'm taking seriously. If you were a teacher, and that's what I find about this profession, it's a lot of it's too whimsical. Right. If you're a teacher, you're a doctor, you're something, try a team, don't try a team. No. What is going to bring me the most level of success? Where have you seen people be the most successful? You did 7 years here and then you did time at RE/MAX.
Right.
What's the difference? Why be on a team from what's not a team?
Right.
So that's where, as a broker manager, to me, people have to be able to add value. So now, why didn't you go with you said you had a friend who introduced you to this mentor. Yes. So why didn't you just work with the friend?
My friend isn't in real estate. I was like explaining to the friend, like, I'm getting into real estate, and they're like, oh, like, I have a realtor who like my family uses. We've been using him. Like, our whole family uses him. I think it'd be really good if you used him. And I was like, okay, sure. I'd love to meet him. And then I met him at the barbecue, and then we exchanged numbers.
The infamous barbecue. Yes. So, so where's the friend who sold you your first property? I thought these friends both still worked at the same brokerage.
They do, but they don't. They're not.
But they don't mix.
Right. They don't mix. They're completely different.
Okay, they're different. So
they just happen to be in the same.
Why did you work with that friend?
Because the friend who sold me the house for the real estate, we're not close friends like that.
We're not close. But this guy, you weren't close either.
Exactly.
Yeah, so now we're searching. We're just trying to find. So to me, and this is what we said on the phone, is find someone who you align with. Right. So maybe this guy and you got referred to them, so that's cool. But you still can look around. You haven't made any commitments.
No, I haven't made any commitments.
Which is great.
Yes.
So you're here before you've got the ring on.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm like, find
that's why I messaged you.
Yeah, that's why you messaged me.
I was like,
so,
what do I do?
I might put a ring on. I might get engaged. I'm like, hold on. I had the guy stop the wedding.
Yes.
So I want you to go out and talk to other people.
Okay.
And see if there's someone else and see how you can add value. If it's a social media, great. But what are you doing on your social media that you think that you can add to this guy's social media? Like, what are you doing? Like, you're saying, okay, I can add social media, but are you a social media expert? How's your following? Is it growing? Is it a real estate following?
No, well, right now, that's the thing. I made a separate Instagram that is going to it has more followers than my personal Instagram. So
right.
I think it's good in that sense. It has a little over 1,000. And my point that I want to do is make that solely all real estate. Like, I want to do what's happening in the market right now. I just did a video the other day, what's actually selling in Toronto for under 600,000, because I feel like a lot of people are like, Toronto's too expensive. So I just did a quick video of what's actually selling for under 600,000. So I want to do content videos like that, because when I'm on my TikTok, I'm seeing the realtors who are doing that and I'm watching their videos and I'm like, this person got me to sit and watch their full video. I'm not looking to buy or sell right now, but something about their video had me engaged. So I want to do that. So that's what, even though it hasn't been tested and 100% proven yet, which is what you're saying, how do you know it's going to thing? That's what basically I'm focusing on doing.
What I'm saying is someone's teaching me. So I'm teaching you, okay? It's like there's a blueprint to this. So a lot of people go on social media and let's see what happens, and you don't know when you can go viral on this, and the guy's like, no, that's not the case. We have a format. So it's like, okay, you got to post 3 times a day. You got to do A/B testing. You got to check your analytics. Like, I mean, I can go deep. But my whole thing is, if you're really going to join a team and you're actually going to add value to these people, you need to know those things.
Yes.
So when we're in real estate, it's not just about selling houses. It's okay, we're getting the audience to trust you. It's about growing your brand, because there's 100,000 realtors and all of them have 1,000 people on their page. But what makes you an authority in the space, what makes you different from anyone else, is you knowing how to actually break down your social media, get your page to grow, and then make people trust you. Because you were talking about door knocking before. And I'm saying this is virtual door knocking. Like, why would I go out and knock on someone's door to try to get them to buy or sell? I don't need to do that. I'm going to get them to come to me. If you check my DMs right now, just since we started posting for like the last 1 or 2 weeks about real estate sales, I have people who want training. I have people who want to buy. I want people who want to sell. I want people who want to become developers,
just
who want to invest.
Just all on your content.
All on my content. But I'm posting 3 times a day. I'm checking my analytics. Okay, what kind of backgrounds I need? What kind of other things are trending right now? Right? So if you're seeing videos, like, I love the idea of real estate in Toronto under 600 grand, because I don't know what there is.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. It actually got almost 4th. It was my first real estate video ever. And it got a lot of views and stuff and a lot of comments. And people are like, obviously the trolls are like, this isn't big for 600,000, but it's like, we're in Toronto, so this is a big deal.
They should be happy.
And it includes a parking. Like, I was putting all these things. Yeah, I was doing there was a townhouse in this Strawn area, Liberty Village. It was a townhouse with a parking for $470. It sold for.
It sold.
Sold for.
Now, was that parking an underground parking spot separately deeded?
It was underground.
So, see, for me, I'm actually going to say, now, what do you think parking's worth downtown in Liberty Village? Throw out a number. What is it worth?
100,000.
Right. So, say I might say 70 to 100. My whole thing is I can actually get that property down to under 500 now. Because it's sold for 6. I go, let me piece off the parking, sell it separately for 70 or 75. Now I'm at 5 1/4. Now that 75,000 is probably on a mortgage, probably 400, and then you have maintenance fee on parking.
Really?
So now that's like $450 a month for that spot. How much is a rent a spot?
$200.
$200. Boom.
Exactly.
So now I just cut my cost down by $250. So this is where you have an opportunity now, because you become forensic. When you do a video like that, and you'll be like, hey, now I can get you this same thing for 500 grand. This is how I take properties down 100 G's.
Okay, I got it.
People are winning, because there's so many people who want to pay for 2 cars and they don't know any better. Like, to me, I would never buy a spot downtown.
It doesn't make sense, though. It just makes sense to rent. Yeah.
But everybody's not watching our podcast. So everybody's not going to know. So they're going to go and buy a $100,000 spot from you that you're going to rent back for them from $250.
Right.
And it's like, okay, so those are the type of videos. So you have to go back and you have to be forensic, study the content, and you have to have a growth strategy. It's not just like, oh, hey, I'm going to offer you this, because how are you going to offer somebody something that you haven't mastered yourself? So take the next time to go in and master that, right?
Yeah.
So that's another advice that I would give you on how to be successful this early on in real estate.
Right. And what I did was like, I have a whole thing here, real estate content, like all my video ideas, what I want to do, which I've only done one so far, but I plan to do a lot. Like this week, it's a thing. I have to plan it out. I have to get the lighting. I have to look good. I have to so it's like,
it's a thing.
It's a thing. So I'm like, I have to really focus and do this. And a lot of the people who are making content, like you said, they're doing it a lot. And I noticed that with your page, you're consistent. And that's what I feel like people are drawn to and will go to like your page, because it's like he's always posting. When I want to go on a topic of like, let me go on Sherard's page because I know he has something. Yeah, because I know you have it though. So I get why content is so important, and that's what I want to do. That's really what I want to stick to.
So this is one of the key pillars. So it's not just like some old guy coming online and be like, okay, you have to do social media. It's like, these are the analytics. There's a lot of good guys to follow. Like I like Mark Barney, Recession Proof, him 500. Like, because he breaks down a lot of stuff. And you, even if you're not watching his videos for maybe the content, but if you see how often he posts, what type of stuff he posts, what type of engagement, obviously be in your comments a lot. And there's a lot of little things like Manny Chat, which is, or when soon as someone DMs you or someone messages you, they get an automatic reply.
Yeah.
So honestly, it's on a different level. So it's like, okay, this makes sense now. Right away, someone's going to feel that engagement. You could even send them like pre-recorded videos.
Right.
If you set this stuff up from the beginning, you're going to win. Or if you do it like me and you do 4 years on social media and then you have to go back and do it, it's going to take you double the time. It's going to take way more pressure.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things I would say. And then I would also ask you, which you never touched on before, your warm market. Do you have a CRM? Do you have a MailChimp? Do you have something where a newsletter where you're going to email out these people every week, 2 weeks, or month?
Not yet, no.
So these are things right now when you're setting up, it's like, okay, I got to get a CRM.
And are you saying like if I was with Remax or one of these other brokerages who were taking a high percentage, it would have been different?
Listen,
are you suggesting that?
My favorite type of brokerage, because like if I'm your broker manager, what I'm saying is find a boutique real estate brokerage. It's a small real estate brokerage and you want to make sure they have a great location. Okay. So where's the right at home? How's the location look?
It's good. It's right at Spadina and Bremer.
Yeah. Okay. So listen, I want to go somewhere where I can bring people because I don't have my own office downtown.
Yeah,
like
it's a nice place.
So you have a nice office,
someone,
okay. But when you're talking about company culture, to me, that's why I never wanted to be with a big brokerage. Even when I was with Century 21, the guy had like 20 agents. Okay. And he had a personal one-on-one. So I never had to join a team because everybody was the team. Okay. So that's to me, that's the best thing. Now, some people want to go with a bigger brokerage. Some people want to go with an EXP, which is like pretty much online.
Virtual. There's no office. Yeah, I seen them too, and I didn't want to do it for that reason.
People want to get shares. So I think there's a lot of different things. So if you're someone who's more into recruiting the side of things, you're going to bring other people into the business. They have like a scheme where you can get other, and I say scheme in the way the UK people, but they're not negative, but they have something where you're going to get company equity. So I think that's a good thing because there's people who are natural recruiters. Right. That's not you.
No.
You want it online, you want something hands-on, you want an office where you can touch, taste, and feel. Okay, don't do that. Don't join a big brokerage because they're not going to do it. They're going to tell you you're going to have training. And the training's, like you said, it's going to be some old guy comes on. It's like, oh, this is what you do. And you're like, bro, when have you last sold a unit?
Yeah.
So like, what do you know? Okay, so we're going to get rid of that. You don't want to join a team because you don't want to have someone take another cut after the brokerage. Then they're going to take another cut. So that's why, like, for most people, a boutique style brokerage, which is like 20, 30 agents downtown, because that's where you are. Great location, everybody. And then you're going to go some of the events. Maybe they have morning meetings or whatever the case may be, and then you're going to learn about the company culture, okay? Yeah. And then the next thing you're going to do is you are going to, and I got this from Alex Hormozy. I didn't create it, but people always say I don't have a warm market. That's the first thing you said off camera. I'm like, well, what's your warm market? Like, I don't have one. But I'm like, so you don't know anybody? That's the first thing you wrote in the book.
I do. Though.
He's like 100 million leads. He's like, you don't know anybody?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a warm market. And why wouldn't you think that these people are a warm market? Why'd you say I don't have a warm market?
Because
why?
I don't know why. I'm just thinking, like, these people are my friends and family. I don't know. I'm not thinking, like, deeper, like, business out of them. I don't know
But
why.
that's how everything starts. These are the first people that would normally support you, your friends and family.
Friends and family.
So even though, okay, they know you're new, again, you're new to real estate,
right?
But you're not new to them.
No.
So these are people that you already have
trust.
Loyalty, and you have trust. And these are two major factors when you're selling real estate. So it's like, oh man, I already trust her. Like, we used to go out. She's cool. Something happened, popped off. She was right there. Emergency call. I can call her. So why wouldn't I want to do business with her? People say, oh, you can't mix business with pleasure. I don't even understand that. I have so many people that work for me who are family and friends. I love it. I have, like, my video guy, I know him 30 years. He's here. I was thinking, okay, like, we're going to do something. He's at my house every week already. So it just made the synergy that much easier. So you have to go out and put everybody who's in your TikTok, and when you post something and then you use that chat feature, it's like, hey, if you want to sign up for my newsletter, you want to sign up for more content like this, you want me to send you direct content that's not just online, like I'm going to do some personal stuff for you, then boom, here, I'm going to send it to you. Right? So that's how you're going to build your CRM from day one. So then when you have an offer, now you have all these people. So that's the last thing I'm going to get into, which is your offer. You're saying, hey, I'm new. How am I going to do my first deal?
Right.
But people aren't buying right now. People aren't selling right now. That's what people are going to tell you.
Right.
Right? It's a down market. The reality here, people have money that they want to invest because they don't want to sit on the sideline, but they want to make sure it's safe and secure. So this is my first thing. I always go and find a deal first. And I like pre-construction because I could sell more of it. For me to sell one house takes too long. I go open doors. I'm not a professional door opener. That's not what I do. I do investment real estate. So number one, I always know my numbers. Hey, this is the price per square foot. This is how much the area is selling for. This is how much this was selling before the discount. And then I go out to all the sales offices in Toronto, all of them. And I see, which one I like, which ones are going to give a good product, because that's the whole key. And then I want to go and see which one wants to make a deal. So in 2008, I was like 30, 31. It was a recession. That's when I became a multimillionaire. People were like, oh, no one's buying. I walked into Monarch. It's behind Tip Top Lofts. They gave me 600 square feet for $205,000. They paid me 6% commission on every deal, and they let me do 23 deals with only 5% down. So they're paying me 6% commission. I only have to put down 5%. I bought 9 units myself.
So they're already paying you more than you're giving them.
Exactly.
Right.
But they're only paying me half now, half later.
After,
But what I always do with my second half of the commission, I never take it. I let the second half of my commission, I get it reduced from my purchase price. So then I know I'm getting paid. So let's say I'm getting 20 grand in commission. They're going to give me 10 up front. 10, I'm taking that 10. The last 10, because I know some developers are still to pay, I'll be like, instead of giving me the 10 grand in commission, you know this property I bought for 200,000? Now it's 190. So I get my commission on closing. It helps me close the property and reduces my purchase price. So I also become an investor. Because what's the first thing that someone's going to say when you bring them a deal? You're going to bring someone a deal. This is a great deal you found. What are they going to say?
How much?
No, they're going to say, do you have one?
Do you have one? Okay.
They're going to be like, did you buy?
No.
And if you're selling something to somebody that you didn't buy, they're like, oh, but why? If it's such a great deal, how come you didn't buy?
So your 10 grand, you bought part in
what
that
I
deal.
did is I had these units, and before I even sold the unit, I was like, oh, I'm buying a unit, because it was 5% down, right?
Okay.
So it was 10 G's. So like, okay, I'm going to give these guys 10 G's. And then I was like, man, this deal is amazing. And I knew after like 30 days, I was going to get back like 6. So I was like, okay, this is great. Once I did a deal, I said, let me go and market this. I put a package together, and it was just like a little PDF. And I started sending it to who? To my warm market. To everybody. It was a recession, way worse than where we are now. It was 2008. The whole market in the States had fallen off a cliff.
Yeah.
Okay, this right here is like a little baby blip. That was like cataclysmic. There's people like jumping off bridges. It was really bad, right? But I knew if I had an offer for someone that they couldn't say no to, they wouldn't say no. So that's how I avoid any type of people telling me no. I'm like, I'm gonna make this offer so good that if you say no, like you're crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. So I made it so good. I'm like, listen, you gotta put down 10 grand. You have 10 grand on your line of credit. You have 10 grand in your account. You have 10 grand in your RSP. Don't tell me no. Don't tell me you can't do this deal.
Right.
So that's how I set it up. So then I got like 4 or 5 people to buy. So then once they bought, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna buy another unit. And I went and wound up buying 9 units. I made like 100 grand off, 150 off each unit. So I made over $1 million just there. Then plus the commission. Then I assigned their units. You know, so I just made like maybe like two and a half million off the whole deal once I put everything together. But this point is not about money I made in 2008. Who cares? This is about the fact that you can make the same amount of money now. Right. You can't be afraid of the market. This is the market when millionaires are made. So you have to go out and go to these sales centers, find a deal, talk to the agents inside the sales center.
So go to the pre-development sales centers.
Go to the sales centers.
Okay.
Go in there and first of all, make sure it's something you like. So you can do your research online. I love Livable because it's the best website, frankly, and has all the new construction projects in on Canada. If they're not on there, they're not real. Okay?
Livable.
So I go on Livable.
Okay.
And it's spelled, I don't think it's an E on the end. This is some crazy spelling. But
okay.
They're the best. And you can literally search by area. So you're like, okay, I want to do downtown. Okay, now I'm going to search. And you're going to put price range. And they're going to tell you how much price per square foot there is on each condo. And then you're going to go visit the area. I like King West. I like Queen West. Oh, I don't like this for that reason. This is somewhere I would invest. This is somewhere I wouldn't invest. It's a main street. It's not. You're going to do your research and you're going to delve in. Then you're going to go to the sales center. And you're going to really have a conversation. You're going to make them sell you. Hey, you know what? Sell me this unit. Like Wolf of Wall Street, sell me this pen. Yeah. You're going to make them sell you the unit because that's going to help you learn and develop your own sales technique when you're going to now bring people into the sales center.
So then
you make that sales center your own. Okay. So once you get a deal, then you're going to go, okay, you know what? I like this sales center. I like the person because I can work with them. Man, they're giving, I just seen a email that I just got right now, and it's like, 6% commission, 3% paid out right now, 5% the deposit, $752 a square foot, and the builder will give you up to like 4 or 5% vendor take back mortgage at the end. So they're saying they'll carry the mortgage for you for like 2 years. I'm like, oh man, I'm starting to like this deal.
Yeah.
But if they've offered everybody that deal in the email, what does that tell me? They just emailed that out to everybody.
Yeah.
So what does that tell me about the deal? What it tells me about the deal is there's more in there. I can actually get more from them.
Right, because they're being so generous to everybody.
They're being so generous, yes. Right? That actually means to me, there's more froth in that deal. Right. Whatever they're going to offer, they're never going to make a negotiation. No one gives you their best offer first. Yeah. Okay? So these guys, they actually have more money in those deals than they're telling me.
Right.
So one thing I always do, if there's already a good deal, I don't go for a bad deal and try to make it a good deal. Okay. I don't go to a developer who's not offering anything and try to get him to offer something. And try to get him.
You're not into that. You're going to someone who's already willing.
They already want to play ball. We're playing the same game. Okay, now you've already made me an offer, but you got more in there because that's an offer for someone who's going to buy 1 unit. I'm not going to give you 1 unit. I'm going to do 10 deals for you.
Right.
But you got to differentiate me from everybody who just walked in here and you emailed me.
And this is just you talking to the office.
That's just me talking to the office. That's what I was doing. I just talking to the lady. Now, they're incentivized. You know why? Because they're sitting in the office. And what are they doing? What are they doing in the office?
Nothing.
Yeah. You know why? Because no one's buying.
Right.
And they're in the office for a reason.
Right.
They're in the office because they didn't make it in this business. Right. Okay, I want you to know that.
Yeah.
They didn't make it in this business. Because when you're sitting in the office, you're going to get paid 100, 110 grand. Okay? Now, this is a business where you can make a limited amount of money. If someone tells you that you're going to make 110 grand in a business where you can make as much money as you want, what are you going to tell them? You're going to go tell them kick rocks.
Right.
But if I tell them, yeah, you know what, I'm going to take that job, that means I'm not the one.
Right.
Like they could never put me in the office because I'm doing $1 million a year. Why would I go and sit in the sales center?
Right.
So they're not going to go out and get any business. They're going to wait for business to come to them. So now if they're there and they're not doing any deals, they're like, oh my God, is my job in jeopardy? Like what? I'm not doing any deals.
Right.
Because what a developer will do sometimes, they'll just shut down the sales center. We're going to shut down the sales center. We got no sales coming in. So now when you come in with your life raft, you're rescuing this agent who's sitting in there who's not a real go-getter anyway. So you throw her the life raft. Hey, listen, I'm going to do 10 deals. But you know that email that you sent out? That's just not going to do it. I know you're offering everybody 6%, but I need 8% commission. I need 10% this. I need that. I need the other. I need the third. They're going to look at you. Oh man, this list is exhaustive. I don't know if I could do that. Bring it to your sales director. And they're going to come back to you with some semblance of a deal. And once you have that deal, now you put it in your CRM. Now you call everybody. Now you go online.
And now you try to find people
Google ads
for that.
Now for that deal that you created.
Okay.
I just gave you 10 deals. Half hour, 10 deals. And now, you know what? If you do that, I'm already going to get you to 6 figures, because if the average price of the condo is like $700,000 and you're going to make 6%, it's $42,000.
Right.
10 deals, 420. We've been on the couch half hour, made you 420 from going out and doing a little research.
Yeah.
You said you want to sit down and figure out how I'm going to get someone from 0 to 250. I just got you to $500,000. It's light work.
Right.
So that's how we do it. Mm-hmm. All right.
Wow.
So at any rate, this is real estate of mine.
So does that work now?
It works every day. This is the time that it works. When you go in the sales center, when I'm up, I'm going to throw you out on your ear if you come and tell me you want a deal.
Right.
I'm going to be like, go get out of my office. I got a lineup of people.
Right.
And that's the thing about this. It always shifts.
Right.
It goes like this. So what, like 18 months ago, we were on top of the world.
Right.
I don't want this deal. I don't want that.
Yeah.
We were just sashaying on people. Now we're like, please come see me. Come.
Yeah.
And you're like, but you're the same guy who
Yeah.
told me get out of the office. Now's the time where you go in and you make a disrespectful offer to somebody and they actually take it.
Right.
Because the builder's like, oh my God, you know where I don't want to get to? I don't want to get to final closing and I have 30% of my units unsold. What people don't understand is the last 20 or 30%
are the hardest.
But that is the profit.
Oh, okay.
The margins are 15 to 20, 22%.
That's the builder's profit.
That's the builder's profit.
Okay, I got
so if he's building in the 75, 80% sold, but he doesn't have the last unit sold, and he thought, oh man, I'm gonna keep these units to the end, and now I'm gonna make a little premium off them, and now the numbers start actually going down. So what we normally do is we're gonna keep units back. So let's say they're $500,000 unit. Now we say, oh man, but if I keep 20 units and they each go up $100,000, it's $2 million. So boom, I can make extra money at the end. Mm-hmm. But now those $500,000 units are $450 or $440.
Right.
We start seeing our profit go like this. Doop, doop, doop. So we're like, okay, listen, let's stop the bleeding. Let's get these units sold, get someone committed to these units, and at least we can live to fight another day. Mm-hmm. Rather than me going to register, I have 20% of the units that are ghost units that no one's paying, that now I'm paying a mortgage on. Now I'm paying property tax on. So we're very pragmatic. Right. So we have to understand, what it is. So this is actually the time. If you do what I just told you to do, you will go out and you'll make $500,000, and then everyone's gonna be like, oh, she's an expert. So that's why I'm saying you got to use something that you think is a negative. I'm new in this business. I don't have this into a positive. Right. Because you're new, you're going to go and dig in deep. Because you're new, you're going to go and explore other avenues that people haven't. People who already have successful, your mentor, he's done 20, 30 deals. He could probably sit down for next year, not even get a check. He's still going to be good, but you're not going to be good. Right. So because you're not going to be good, you're going to be like, hey, so they say necessity is the mother of invention. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to be like, oh, okay, what can I do? Because I'm not going to eat otherwise. Right. This guy's like, I'm chilling. I'll call a couple of my clients. Oh, you want to sell right now? Okay. Yeah. You can't do that. So this is where you have an opportunity right now to be successful. You could be the next multi-millionaire during this time. Because that's what happened to me. I was like, boom. I was just flipping houses. I was selling real estate. I was doing good. And then all of a sudden, multi-millionaire. Then from that 23 units I did another like 30 with Streetcar. I did some with Brad J. Lamb. I wound up doing like 200 units in like 2 years. Then I got a team together and I taught them how to sell pre-construction. Then Priscilla went and found a deal. Mm-hmm. She found a deal. She went and started emailing the guy at Streetcar. She didn't even know his email. She just put his first name with @streetcar.ca. Who knows if that's his email? And it was. And then he hit us back. And then we did like 100 deals with this guy. Wow. So I showed her how to get in the game.
So using the same technique of what you're saying.
She got in front of the VP within 3 days using the same technique. She emailed the guy and the guy's like, okay, come in. Yeah. And then we did like 100 deals with him. Wow. And I was like, yo, Priscilla, like maybe I taught you too good. And that's what it was. So that's a blueprint. It's a way to make money in pre-construction. I thank you for coming out on Real Estate of Mine podcast. I'm Sherard McQueen, CEO of M5B Development. Let's get it.